I'm having trouble with the Tecumseh TVT691 twin engine. Engine was not firing on number 1 cylinder. After checking compression, plug, fuel lines, I cleaned the carb. The cylinder is firing now, but it's running a little rough with some popping in exhaust and carb. Can anyone help?
Hello, and thank you for choosing JustAnswer. I'll be helping you today and am committed to providing clear and concise answers to your question. I think we may have had a site hiccup. We were talking earlier and the question came up as you opted me out, so I was not able to reply. Was that intentionally the case, or would you like to continue our discussion?
Mistake. I would like to continue, please.
Glad to hear it. You mentioned that you were not getting anything out of the number 1 cylinder, but that it had good spark. Have you removed the rocker box cover and checked for a stuck valve? That would be the first thing I would look at. Does compression seem pretty good in that cylinder? Either checking with a gauge or by doing a rough compression check while the spark plug is out by putting your thumb over the hole and turning the engine over. There should be enough compression to move your thumb off the hole. If these are good, then you're probably looking at a carburetor not delivering fuel. Are you confident the synchronization procedure on the linkage is correct? It's pretty easy to be off on that the way it's done, so I've got to ask.
Compression on number 1 is 97 and number 2 91. That's good. I synchronized the carbs earlier, but after moving the carbs it would probably be a good idea to check it. Could ethanol fuel be the culprit?
Ethanol is the biggest enemy our industry has at the moment. But I saw something as I was reviewing one of your previous questions that also concerned me. How is the gasket on the carb positioned, please? Also, was there any carburetor cleaner introduced into the bowl? If so, have you checked the condition of the O-rings at the base of the nozzle and to the inside of the main jet under the screw from the outside? Rick 41129.00083167782.
There was some carb cleaner used to help with cleaning. The main jet I have not checked.
I would look at that. Since I've seen many times that carb cleaner will come in contact with the O-rings and melt them, causing plugging. If so, that's a really easy fix. I would check both, please. Let me know and we'll continue.
Will do in the AM and I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
I've checked carburetors and found no O-ring deterioration. I resynced the carbs. Engine is still hunting and the carbs are spitting. Any thoughts?
If you have good compression in both cylinders, and you do have spark in both, then we are probably looking at a carb problem. However, I'm not seeing a response about the valves. Did you check for any sticking or adjustment issues? They should be 0.004 intake and exhaust. Have you verified the coil gap on the bad running cylinder? Is it 0.125 inches? If these items look good, I would do a bowl swap between the two carbs and see if the problem traveled. Most of the workings of that carb is in the bowl, and I've seen a lot of problems with them. Let me know, please.
Valves 0.004 adjusted. Coils adjusted to spec. Both cylinders firing. Governor static adjustment done. Governor spring in midpoint on arm is described in book. Still hunting.
Did you swap the bowls? Did it make any difference on the number 1 cylinder you mentioned wasn't running?
Both cylinders working now. I've checked with a plug wire test. There is a noticeable change when either plug wire is pulled. Number 1 carb and number 2 carb have been synced. What will changing the bowls tell us?
Sorry. I missed that part. By both cylinders firing, I was thinking you meant they had spark, but the running problem on number 1 was still present. That's not the case, so never mind the bowls. If you hold the linkage steady, does it smooth out?
It smooths, but carbs are spitting. It is also difficult to hold it smooth.
If it smooths out, then at least part of the problem is the governor. Please do the static governor adjustment with the engine off by loosening the hardware holding the base of the governor arm, and moving the linkage and rotating the shaft as far as they will go toward wide open throttle. Hold them in place, then retighten the hardware. This puts the follower arm in firm contact with the governor spool inside the engine. As far as spitting fuel, it may be somewhat improved by the adjustment, but this is usually a problem with the bowl being overfilled either due to a bad needle, seat, float, or leaking gaskets. Are you certain of the assembly order on the carb? Is everything in the order shown on the illustration? Gasket in good shape?
The assembly is correct. I will double check the governor's static adjective. I did that earlier today. If that doesn't work, then I will double check number 2 carb. For proper assembly. Although that was the 1 cylinder that was functioning properly.
Were the bowl kits both replaced recently? Were the carb bodies removed and cleaned at the same time? If the governor adjustment doesn't solve it, which I think it will improve but not completely eliminate it, then I would look at those carburetors very carefully. We replace a lot of those bowl kits for that reason. Keep me posted on how the governor behaves, please.
Originally, I pulled both carbs and cleaned them. Today I replaced number 1 float bowl assy. I need to be clear about something. Is the static governor adjective done with the throttle and idle or full throttle position? Also, thank you for sticking with me on this. Not many people would have.
The linkage is pushed to the wide open throttle position. Then everything is rotated and held in position while it's tightened back down. Physically, you are taking the curved portion of the governor shaft, the follower arm, that rides against the governor spool inside the engine that raises and lowers with engine speed, and making sure there's no slop at all between the two. They need to ride and move perfectly together. If there's a bit of separation, then when the engine speed changes, the spool raises up and hits the arm, causing a bounce. This is where the surging comes from. Thank you. And we'll stick with it until we're done. Fair warning, however, I do have an appointment in just a bit, but I'll reply once I return if I have to leave if one of your questions or responses come in while I'm gone, if that's okay with you.
I don't know where you live, but I'm in Virginia and it's 6:30 plus. So I will be hitting it again tomorrow. I'll let you know where I stand tomorrow. Thanks again.
Works for me. I'm West Coast, so I've got a bit more day left. You have a good dinner and a great evening, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Here is the deal. I replaced all the fuel lines, including ones I already replaced, including the vacuum line to the fuel pump. It seemed to be doing the same thing, hunting. So I swapped float bowls between carbs, even though I put a new bowl on number 1 yesterday. The problem has gone away. I can't really explain it. Unless some piece of trash came out of number 2 float bowl when I pulled it off. What did you think?
I'm really happy to hear that. My suspicion is that you either did have a bit of trash, or even more likely that when you replaced the bowls, the bowl gasket and/or the O-ring on the center nozzle seated better and eliminated a leak. We've had a lot of issues with these bowls over the years, and they are most generally the source of the problem. Convenient, but a bit touchy, I'm afraid. So happy it's running right again. Great job. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I was online a bit in the morning, and then it seemed like every time I tried to get back something came up. Best of success in all your hands touch.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.